What's up anime fans, hope you're doing well. Welcome to my channel COCKTAILANI. We are cooking on this coming season hopefully. I feel the hype coming, do you? Today's video is gonna be about some recommendations I have chosen for you guys for the spring anime season 2022. I have picked the most interesting ones so far in my opinion from what is out there. So give this video a like and subscribe for more content. It will help me tremendously. Thanks for all the support. First but foremost for me is action anime. As a fan of the genre, I will start with it. The first anime on my recommendation list is Leo is the strongest hero. After saving the world, he got exiled because he was so strong that everyone feared him. He goes to the Demon King he defeated and integrates his demon army, which needs to be rebirthed. The lost ones are wanderers who come here from a distant world known as Japan. No one knows how or why they leave their homes. The only thing that is certain is that they bring disaster and calamity. Mono, a young executioner, has the duty to exterminate them. She meets Akari and tries to kill her, but she couldn't do it because she's immortal, thus they tag along to search about ways to defeat it. Seibo is a student at a magic school who lost his memories 3 years ago. He's sent on a special training mission by the headmistress of the school to the southern continent, along with his classmates Hose and Cool, as well as the 300-year-old witch Rose, who will be acting as their instructor. As the most powerful entity of all time, the demon lord Valvatos thinks life is a big fat snow. When he takes matters into his own hands, he calibrates his magical strength to be perfectly average. But there is no way he could have predicted that everyone in the modern world could be weak as her, which means he is totally overpowered once again. The story of the series follows Alvin, a knight with scent-like patience for annoying people, and Carla, a dark elf healer with a sharp tongue and rotten personality, who always speaks without thinking first. Together, they form a party and go on fantastical adventures. The story follows a spy who has to build a family to execute a mission. The spy, the assassin, and the espa must act as a family while carrying out their own agendas. Although these liars and misfits are only playing parts, they soon find that family is about far more than blood relations. It is the year 2062, 2 decades after the failure of a massive workforce automation project. However, Artemis, the artificial intelligence at the core of that project, had decided to attack humanity, and the resulting war laid waste to Earth. A lone girl, Impress, wakes up in an underground laboratory at a base. She is one of the 3 surviving guardians of humanity. However, she has no memories of what came before. All she knows is what a colonel of the peace-building force tells her. Artemis is constructing a space elevator to link the moon and Earth, and Impress is ordered to destroy the space elevator before its completion. If the elevator is completed, the hordes of giant mechanized forces being mass-produced on the moon will descend upon Earth. After bubbles that broke the law of gravity rained down upon the world, the city has become a playground for a group of young people who have lost their families. Acting as a battlefield for parkour teams, battles as they leap from building to building. Hibiki, a young ace known for his dangerous playstyle, makes a reckless move one day and plummets into the gravity-bending sea. His life is saved by Uta, a girl with mysterious powers. The pair then hear a unique sound audible only to them. Next on this recommendation list is the romance genre. In the public eye, the leaders of the heroic Gelato 5 and the villainous organization Gekko are sworn enemies. In reality, they're pursuing a forbidden romance, going on dates, baking sweets for one another, and meeting up as often as they can, despite their hectic schedules. The 2 inexperienced lovebirds pave the way for their own unique relationship. Though their public lives are worlds apart, Fudo and Izumi will stop at nothing to make their seemingly impossible romance work. Office worker Leon is reincarnated into a particularly punishing dating sim video game, where women reign supreme and only beautiful men have a seat at the table. But Leon has a secret weapon. He remembers everything from his past life, which includes a complete playthrough of the very game in which he is now trapped. Watch Leon spark a revolution to change this new world in order to fulfill his ultimate desire of living a quiet, easy life in the countryside. Kaguya Shinomiya is still the vice president and Miyuki Shirogane is still the president of the student council. Both are supposed to be attracted to each other, but time keeps passing and neither has made a move. Both are quite proud, refuse to be honest with themselves, and rather than do something, they view it as bothersome. All they think about is, how can I make them confess their feelings for me? Romance is fun until it is realized fully. The battle continues in this rom-com battle of wits. 16-year-old super studier Nagi Umino, second-year student at the Migoro River Academy High School, was switched at birth. On his way to a dinner to meet his birth parents, he accidentally meets the brash, outspoken Erika Amano, who is determined to make Nagi her fake boyfriend as she never wants to actually marry. But once Nagi makes it to dinner, he finds his parents have decided to resolve the hospital switch by conveniently having him marry the daughter his birth parents raised, who turns out to be none other than Erika herself. Shikimori seems like the perfect girlfriend. Huge fun to be around, sweet when she wants to be, but she has a cool dark side that comes out under the right circumstances, and her boyfriend Izumi loves to be around when that happens. The third genre that I will mention is sports. I always had a big love for this genre, although recently rarely do I watch anime from it. it. But this season I feel that it will be different. Ashito Aoi is a young aspiring soccer player from a backwater town in Japan. His hopes of getting into high school with a good soccer club are dashed when he caused an incident during a critical match for his team, which results in their loss and elimination from the tournament. Nevertheless, he catches the eye of someone important who happens to be visiting from Tokyo. That person is Tatsuya Fukuda, a coach for one of the top G League clubs youth team, aka Tokyo City Esperion FC. After spending time with Ashito and teaching him a few tricks, he sees potential in him and invites him to the selection tryouts. Hopeful that his dream is not all lost, Ashito makes his way into the big city to continue his path toward becoming pro. Ryo Mizushima, a badminton player who was on his middle school team, but as the school didn't have a coach, they remained relatively unknown, with Ryo only making it to the major tournament due to his pure strength and skill. Going into high school, Ryo intends to make it much further than that, finding a team of fantastic players and a great coach in order to make it to the top. Love all play will follow the day-to-day struggles of Ryo getting used to the new team and work to improve his skills, as he works toward the main national championship. The story takes place at a horse racing academy that trains boys to become jockeys. The 3-year academy is very competitive, and those who wish to enter must not only pass an academic test, but a physical and fitness test as well. Yu Arimura is a former popular idol who becomes enamored with horse racing after seeing it for the first time, and wants to join the academy. Shun Hanami was raised on an island and only experienced horse races through radio broadcasts growing up. Amane comes from a high-class family in England, and his father is a former jockey. Amane has previously attended horse racing academies in various countries. The show follows these three 15-year-old boys at the academy. The story centers on two young women golfers named Eve and Aoi Amawashi. The two come from completely different backgrounds and have the completely opposite play styles, and together they will shake the world of golf. Last in order is genre like mystery, supernatural, psychological, drama, and comedy anime that I believe are worth it as well. Summertime Rendering follows Shinpei Ajiro as a young man whose parents died when he was young, and who then moved in with his childhood best friends, Sister Ushio and Mio Kofune. The story begins when Shinpei returns to his hometown of Wakayama City on the island of Hitogashima to attend Ushio's funeral. Soon he discovers that many of the residents suffer from a mysterious shadow disease, and that both Ushio's death and those of his parents are connected to it. As Shinpei digs deeper and deeper into the mystery, he realizes that he can go back in time and prevent Ushio's death. But in order to do that, he has to navigate multiple time loops. Yuichi Katagiri has battled financial hardships his whole life, but has learned to stay content and positive thanks to his close circle of friends. To keep a promise he made to them, Yuichi saved up enough money to join them on the school trip. But when the gathered money mysteriously goes missing, suspicion falls on two of Yuichi's friends, Chiho Sawagi and Makoto Shibe, who were in charge of collecting the payments. Although innocent, Chiho and Makoto take responsibility for the failure to protect the money, when no one else comes forward. A few days later, Yuichi and his friends receive mysterious letters which trick each of them into meeting up. Upon arrival, they are ambushed and knocked unconscious. They wake up in a mysterious room in the presence of Manabu, a character from a controversial children's show that stopped airing due to its malicious content. He informs the group that one of them indirectly gathered them together in order to settle a large debt. They are to play a friendship game, a series of games that will test the strength of their bond and trust in each other. As the group's fate wavers due to the growing number of secrets and betrayals, Yuichi must figure out who of his friends he can actually trust and ultimately discover the identity of the traitor. Hiyori Suzumi, born and raised in the countryside, leaves her hometown for Tokyo and enrolls in Sakuragaoka High School, in pursuit of following her passion track and field. There she meets classmates Yujiro Someya and Aizo Shibasaki, who just so happen to be members of popular idol group Lip Lip. Within the lively hustle and bustle of downtown Tokyo, she witnesses the two of them getting ready to go at each other's throats. Despite having absolutely no interest in idols and wanting nothing to do with them, follow Hiyori as she navigates life in Tokyo school with her new friends Yuri Hattori and Shizuru Nakamura, and managing an idol group she knows nothing about as they shine on stage. And so begins the youth of our strong-willed multitasking heroine. Junpei Morao was fascinated with ballet as a child, but in his second year of middle school his father passed away, and he decided he needed to become more masculine. He gave up on his aspirations while still having an attachment to ballet. He takes up the martial art of Jeet Kune Do and becomes popular in his class. Then one day a new transfer student named Miyako Godai arrives in Junpei's class, and her mother runs a ballet studio. Miyako realizes that Junpei is interested in ballet and invites him to do ballet together. Akane clan, who reside in a secluded village with one ruling principle: men are dangerous, and any interaction with them is forbidden. Tsubaki, a young kunoichi and the top of her class, harbors a deep curiosity about them that she must keep hidden. Will she adhere to the rules of her clan, or will her curiosity get the better of her? Komi have trouble communicating with people. Although she's the most beautiful of her school, almost everyone sees her as the cold beauty that is out of their league. Tadano, Komi's classmate, is good at reading situations and quickly comes to realize that Komi has a communication disorder. The story covers the typical high school adventures as Tadano helps Komi find the confidence to make hundreds of friends. Season 1 was out last year, so make sure you check that out before starting Season 2. Reina Aharen, a smart and cute student with a quiet voice, is quite bad at determining distance and personal space. Sometimes she's inches away from your face and other times miles too far. The only one who tries to understand her antics is Reido Matsuboshi, who is seated beside her in class. He has a menacing face, but in reality he is a kind boy with an imagination that can run wild at times. Aharen-san Hakarenai follows the peculiar pair as their odd friendship starts to blossom when Reido picks up Aharen's eraser for her. She misinterprets his gesture and now believes them to be best friends, showing how the simplest of things can prove to be the most complicated of challenges for them. General of the Three Kingdoms, Kongbin has struggled his whole life, facing countless battles that made him into the accomplished strategist he was. So on his deathbed he wished only to be reborn into a peaceful world, and was sent straight to modern-day party central Tokyo. Can even a brilliant strategist like Kongbin adapt to the wild beats and even wilder party people? So this was my list for the upcoming spring season anime 2022. Don't forget to subscribe and like this video to support this channel. Comment what anime you are looking forward to watch this season and what do you think in general about these recommendations. Give me your thoughts and ideas below. See you anime fans on the next video here on COCKTAILANI. Take care.